This video is brought to you by Skillshare, an online learning community for the creative mind. If you're looking to put your creativity into your work, Skillshare is absolutely the place to go. This has actually helped me personally create the content that you guys are watching. They have all different types of classes, from animation to art to graphic design, music, photography, etc., etc. I've developed my skills by going into their video editing category, learning from the professionals. They got so many different kind of teachers for you with hours worth of classes to help you apply your creativity into anything you want to do. For an example, if you're also someone looking to make videos on YouTube, and let's say you use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit your videos, you have an excellent class taught by Jordy Vandeput. He goes through the basics of the video editing process, and you are not going to be alone. There's thousands of other students who are also watching these same lessons. So through Skillshare, you can go and venture on your own creative journey. Just make sure to go to Skillshare, as the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a 1-month free trial at Skillshare. Ryan Hall versus Ilia Topuria. Now, what really happened in this fight? A lot of strange stuff, and the best way to summarize the fight is the old quote about insanity. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Ryan Hall came into this fight spamming the same role over and over again. Ryan Hall literally went to the same role exactly 14 times, and the fight didn't even last a whole round. The role that Ryan Hall kept spamming the entire fight, it's really hard to describe with one word, with one name, but he would mostly be in the southpaw stance, dip all the way to his right side. This naturally gets him away from Topuria's right hand, but Topuria also has a very good left hook, and it's scary because there were many openings for high kicks that Topuria can go to. I know he's going to look back in this fight and think, man, I should have just threw that left high kick at him. But after Ryan Hall dips like this, he reaches far with his left hand in order to hook behind the lead leg of Ilia Topuria. Roll his body into Topuria. This is very similar to a Fat Man roll in wrestling. And with his entanglement, when he rolls over and drags Topuria with him so he can scramble his way to get on top of Topuria and attack that leg. But the thing was, Ryan Hall was just way too slow on the roll. He's way too slow on the trigger, and the much faster Topuria was able to see him from that distance, which again also doesn't help Ryan Hall. And Topuria was simply pivoting and L-stepping his way to the side so he gets a far angle on Ryan Hall's back so Hall's left hand cannot hook onto anything. And with that, Topuria simply sprawls on top of him, or he simply moves away. And we're talking about that sidestep that Topuria had on Hall's rolls to get away from it or around him. He also used that for the spinning heel kick, which is one of the best defenses you ever want when someone spins on you. When someone does this to you, it means they got the timing on you. So he saw it, he went in for the left hook to the body, Hall loses balance and falls to his side, and again goes and reaches for that leg yet again. And Topuria just simply sprawls on top of him, stacks, gets around the guard as it looks like Ryan Hall starts to panic. Hall doesn't usually give up his back the way he did right there and reach forward. When you see a grappler do this to you, it means that you either caught them and or they're panicking from the pressure. Because him reaching forward like that got his arm trapped and he had no defense to Topuria's right hand specifically. And that's what caused the knockout. It was a bit surprising for a lot of fans to see Ryan Hall continuously go to the same attack and not changing it up, because he usually shows good fight IQ. If the same role is failing for Ryan Hall, I thought he would attempt to go for some other stuff. Try different kind of tactics, because this weird outside Fat Man role was just simply not working. I mean, he has the Imanari roll in his repertoire, he has the ability to pull guard, he has the ability to shoot in for takedowns. There's many more things we saw from Ryan Hall in the past, but he didn't go to any of that stuff in this fight. He went out for the roll, he went out for the spinning heel kicks, which actually were almost catching Ilia Topuria. He had a few good left straights, but it wasn't just the roll that was his downfall. It was his unwillingness to hide anything he was doing. He was from such a far range. Topuria had a clear vision of anything Ryan Hall would try to throw at him from that distance, right? The further out you are from your opponent, the more clear everything looks to you. You have a wider view of what your opponent's trying to do, especially when they're coming out with long range attacks, the roll and the spinning kicks. There were no feints, there were no jabs to set up anything. Everything Ryan Hall tried to attack Topuria with was merely to execute a finish. That was it. Merely just to get that one big trick out there and get Topuria out. And honestly, it made the fight easy for Topuria. It was kind of disappointing for the fans because we didn't get to see all of Topuria's tools. The guy has way more than that. He had to only show a couple defensive techniques, especially with the movement, and he blasted his way with the ground and pound. And that's all he needed to win the fight. He didn't need to do anything else. Topuria was playing it smart by staying on the defense, and he acted like a experienced fighter in there. He didn't attack recklessly. He didn't try to explode into a big finish, besides when he got the position to do it. And he found Ryan Hall hurt. When he smelled the finish, he went for it. He didn't try to force it out the way Hall was. And that is impressive for Topuria's future, And the way he was able to get the knockout, it was literally after I think the second ground and pound shot while Ryan Hall was trying to turn over his back. When this left hook and then right hand landed behind the ear, both of them landed behind the ear, Ryan Hall was pretty much out already. He already lost the equilibrium and all that stuff, and Topuria just exploded further. It could tell you that maybe Ryan Hall doesn't have the best chin, or Topuria just hits that hard because he does have other knockouts in his career. So amazing performance by Ilia Topuria, played it smart, played it patiently, looked like the experienced fighter, looked like the older fighter in there, and beat one of the scariest guys in the division.